We are talking about a trick for finding the limits of sequence when many questions come from this trick, and if you just know, you can solve the questions very easily. So what is the trick? The trick is that there is a relation between some type of, you can say, sequences, which one is less than and which one is greater than. You just use what you are supposed to do, you just try to remember this sequence. So log n is the smallest one, then n all the polynomials or xn are then greater, then 2 to the power n is further greater than this, factorial n is greater than this, n to the power n is greater than this, and factorial n to the power n is the greater than this. So how will you use this? If a smaller one of these and greater one is in the denominator, then limit n tends to 0 tends to equals to 0, and if limit n tends to infinity greater upon small, then the limit tends to infinity. So there are many questions which use this trick, and so just start the questions. So there was a question in December 2011, part B question, which one option is correct. So these were some limit. Just think which option is correct. First of all, we have log n, and here we have n or n to the power 1 by 2 means polynomial of n. Which one is greater? This one is greater, the small upon greater. So as limit n tends to infinity, it tends to 0. So both of these will be equals to 0. So this is correct, but this is wrong. So option 1 is incorrect. This is incorrect, so option 2 is incorrect. This is tends to 0, this tends to 0, so option 3 is correct. And this says this does not exist, so option 4 is also incorrect. Now in June 2004, direct question, the polynomial here 2n, we know that Vn is very less than equals to 2n. So smallest upon smaller upon greater, n tends to infinity, the limit should tends to 0. So the option 0 is here, all other options are incorrect. Very easily you can do this. Then there was a question in June 2015. So now it is 1 upon n log n. Obviously 1 upon n is there, log n is there, everything is in the denominator. So limit of this n tends to infinity, it equals to 0. So this an is convergent. We are talking about the sequence. So with the help of this, you can say the first option, the sequence is convergent. You can say this is convergent. The remaining examples are from series. We will discuss these options after doing the topic of series. So the next upcoming videos will be on the series of real numbers, and then we will do these questions again. Okay, so now again this we know that the factorial n to the power n, this is the greatest one. So what here we have 1 upon n, which is also very increasing with respect to n. So when you will take the limit n tends to infinity, it will be equals to 0. So which option should be correct? Option 1 should be correct. All other options will be incorrect. So then these questions. Now an is given by 2n upon 10 to the power 100. This is constant. This is not going to affect the sequence when for large terms. Similarly, this is constant. This is not going to affect the thing when n is very large. And same thing will happen here. So just think of an as 2 to the power n. Think bn as log n, think cn as 1 upon n square. Now we are supposed to tell which one is greater and which one is smaller. We know that smaller upon greater, this limit tends to 0, and greater upon smaller, this limit tends to infinity. So we will check for that. First one is an and cn. So we will find an upon cn, which means 2 to the power n upon cn, 1 upon n square, which will be n square 2 to the power n, which tends to infinity. So it means an is greater than cn. So option 1 is correct. Then b and cn. So I will find bn upon cn. It will give me log n upon 1 upon n square. So it will give me n square into log. So again, where it goes. Now just think of this. If you just take the limits, where are they going? Now I'm just leave this question option. I will discuss it in later. Now think of bn upon n. So bn, I'm finding it for here. Bn upon n means log n upon n. This tends to 0 again. So as this tends to 0, so this will also, so what it tells, it means this is smaller and this is larger. So Bn will be less than n. So option 3 is also incorrect. What about option 4? Let me do it here. So an upon bn I will find, it will be 2 to the power n upon log n. You know 2n is very greater, so it will tends to infinity by that trick. So which says that an should be greater than bn. So option 4 is correct. So by the same thing, you can just find n square into log n, where when I'll increase the value, so it will again tends to infinity. So which you think, which option should be correct? Yes, this option 2 also correct. So 1, 2 and 4 options are correct in here. So these were the, you can see, if you just know the trick, you can solve so many questions and so fast. You don't need to find anything. So this was a very quick trick. So please note it down somewhere in your notes and just revise it before exam. And for other tricks and other PYQs, please watch our real analysis. For conceptual videos also, we are complete syllabus is there in the real analysis playlist. You can join us on Telegram. Please tell us in comments how do you like the videos or not. Please tell us the suggestions. And please ask your friends to subscribe the channel, those who are doing masters graduation in mathematics. Thank you for joining. Bye bye, Tata. See you in the next video.